Hi everyone, Petrik here. Today's video will be a cover reveal. It is for Fate Lost, the third book in Pandemonium Rising series by Michael Sliter. Pandemonium Rising is one of the most underrated grimdark fantasy series that I've read, and I do understand that this series is grim. It is very grim, and I cannot recommend this series to those who don't enjoy reading grimdark fantasy. I have posted a full review for the first book, Solace Lost, and the second book, Wisdom Lost, and then also the novella Valley of the Free. I enjoyed them all, and his prose made it very easy for me to get into the character's head. Think of it like Joe Abercrombie, and guess what? Mike Sliter actually started writing books because of reading Joe Abercrombie's books, the first Lost series. And that should say enough for the kind of characterizations that you can expect from reading this book here. But as I said, this book is dark, and if you're adverse to reading a detailed sexual assault, you probably shouldn't read Solace Lost. It's very dark. Even I, who don't usually mind reading this kind of scene, think that it ran on for too long. But that happened only in the first book. Wisdom Lost is actually less bleaker and less darker. It is probably one of the author's intention to make the book more hopeful as the series goes by. But without further ado, here is the cover to Fate Lost. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the cover art. Similar to the previous two books, the cover art is done by Rene Eichner, and this is what Mike Sliter himself has to say regarding the cover art. So partway through the first book, it was clear that this was going to be a quartet, not a trilogy. And though there are many characters in the story, the four main POVs were always going to get a cover each. The cover of Solace Lost starred Marigold, as her story and growth or resilience was most prominent. Wisdom Lost starred Emma, as she moved from more background observer to somehow having to take control. And Fate Lost stars Huffgun, who has been through hell and is finally going to stop running from his problems. And the final book, Courage Lost, will star Fenrir, who will finally be on his own path of growth and maybe redemption. One of the ideas behind the covers across the series was the sky continually getting brighter. So in Solace Lost, the sky was pretty dark and dismal, and in Wisdom, it was a bit brighter. Dawn is arriving in Fate Lost, and we'll see how the heavens open up in Courage Lost. Though these series have been pinned as grimdark, I see them as very much about resilience and hope. For Fate Lost specifically, Huffgun is up front, and he is tired and battered from both a physical and emotional standpoint. He's leaning on the spear that he was gifted in Wisdom Lost, and it is the only thing keeping him on his feet. I asked Rene Eichner to preserve the feeling of isolation that he executed on so expertly in the rest of the series. Even so, the dawn rising behind him is symbolic of hope despite it all. The back of the cover shows a character that many had been seeking but Huffgun had been guided to find. This character has been very pivotal throughout the other books, but this is the first time that we see her, and she will be prominent in Fate Lost. Fans of the series will get more of what they love, though I would say there is more action here than Solace and Wisdom Lost. There is a multiple chapter battle scene told from different perspectives that was a blast to write, and I was excited to explore some perspective I never really dove into before. At the same time, this will always be a character-driven tale. I really enjoy getting in people's heads, and that's pretty much my job in real life as well. All characters will be working on their relationships, coming to grips with their various demons, and finding themselves in very different places from where they started. There are also interlocks, and there will be a different frame than in Wisdom Lost. Actually, one of the darkest scenes I have ever written, which was conceived by my wife, is one of these interlocks. On the first reread, I almost ditched it because it was a little too dark, but I stuck with it. Rest assured that this will not feel like a filler book. This is a penultimate installment, and things happen that you can hit rewind on. I will stop there to not give anything away. So that's what Mike Sliter has to say regarding the cover. I personally really enjoyed reading this series, and I think this one has the chance to be the best of the series so far, considering what has happened in the past two books. But once again, I recommend Pandemonium Rising to those who love reading grimdark character-driven series. If you're not a fan of reading character-driven grimdark fantasy with a lot of dark scenes, I don't think this series will be for you. But if you're okay with reading that, then please give this a try. And I think Mike Sliter is an author to watch out for in the grimdark genre. And that's it from me today. I want to say thank you so much to Mike Sliter for allowing me to host a cover reveal to his book. And thank you so much to you all for watching this video. Again, I don't know whether a lot of you enjoy this or not, but cover reveal is something that excites me, especially a beautiful cover reveal. And I love doing cover reveal on this channel or on my blog. It's something that I really enjoyed, and I hope some of you enjoyed watching my cover reveal videos. And yeah, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you for your support. Bye bye.